West Side Date. Oh yeah. Oh snap. Yo yo. What's going on? Edit. Let's see here. Cancel. Let's do this for about 10 minutes. 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 All right, let's see here. Close that. All right. There we go. I can't even type on here. Oh, okay. Awesome, man. Congrats to the postal family. Yeah, I know. I can tell. I have more hair than Jay. Well, what position do you have? And I can't pronounce your name. Is it G? I know the X has a different pronunciation. Z. Okay. Z. Right. Okay. That makes sense, I guess. There's going to be a delay, but when I read your whatever you're writing, and by the time you see it, so yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're gonna have fun during peak season as a clerk, even more fun as a carrier. man. Zai. Okay, Zai. Okay, right? Am I pronouncing that right? Zai. Yeah, my camera's like up here, so I'm looking at a computer screen. Looks like I'm looking down. uh, it's on my long weekend, so um, yeah. Next week is supposed to be my long week where I work 6 days straight until I get Sunday, Monday off. And yeah, so holiday basically it's starting not Black Friday, that's Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's basically virtually unlimited overtime because of holidays. Let me get that right. Zai. Yeah, right. Zai. Okay, that makes sense. Zai. Yeah, if you don't want a life, then you found the right job. I can tell you that much. I've been a regular for a little over 2 years already. Yeah, it's a tall can of coffee. Um, so when I got hired, I was in the when does the new contract start? So the new contract for the carriers, city carriers, is 2014 to 2017. No, 20 anyway, something before 2019. And the new contract is 2019 to 2023. When I got hired, hey Rick, uh, ooh, that sounds fun for you guys, Rick. So when I got hired, this is before the new contract was initiated. I was literally got like 2 years and 2 weeks as a CCA. Then I got converted as an unassigned regular. So I was basically a floater and guaranteed hours. Now in the new contract for the city carriers, as a CCA, when you get converted, you will get converted into a PTF after 2 years, and I'm not sure how that works. Um, on my end, I just this happened before you know before it actually took effect, but it all depends on the city you're at and how much of a high turnover rate and all that fun stuff. Uh, I just lucked out as little after 2 years, if that makes any sense. Yeah, Rick. Yeah, in my city, it's 6 o'clock for CCAs and overtime desired list. I call it overtime people, overtime list. I just take the desire out of it because it just sounds weird. Yeah, it's yeah, no, it's gonna be a tough season this year for everybody, because everywhere short staffed, and kind of don't believe. I kind of believe and kind of don't believe the I think they said 40,000 across the nation. I haven't seen. I've only seen like a couple, at least one new CCA that I'm aware of in my station. I have in my city. I have 3 stations, and we're the smallest of the three. Uh, so yeah. So how you guys liking it so far, Rick, with doing parcel runs? I call them parcel runs because that's what you're doing. So yeah, so yeah, exactly. Zai, yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's yeah, yeah. Everywhere's understaffed. Yeah, when you're understaffed, you throw in a few sick calls and it just makes it a lot worse than what it is. Yeah, I enjoy what I do, so I've gotten into a vehicle accident a couple years ago and got stuck inside. Uh, Gotten stuck inside doing clerk, not work per se, but like just throwing parcels into hampers, and that got boring quick. Yeah, it's yeah for you, Rick. It's gonna take a little bit. Um, yeah, just be safe out there, and yeah, I don't wherever your location is, just make sure it's not foggy. That's gonna be fog's always difficult, even if you blah, 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 blah. Even in your own personal vehicle, it's always tough. So especially in a LLV that you're not familiar with, because all LLVs are different. So just if you can, try to stick with partial ones without. Man, yeah, that's kind of be a tough one for you, Rick, because you don't know what route you're going to be doing that day. So my station is similar to yours. Mine's 27 city and 5 rural. So and the routes. Oh, nice. Oh, so you're one of the lucky stations. Nice. That's always a pain. I know if you guys watch my mailman Mike Chong, he's been under the radar lately, but yeah, he says he has a he's in the country club in his city. But if you go down the road like 20 minutes, it's like a 180. It's like understaffed for days. Yeah. So it's yeah. If you can try to stick, if you know what route you're doing that day, Rick, if they tell you, try to take that LOV so you're not holding back the regular for that LOV. In my opinion, it's so if that makes any sense. Okay. Yeah. So it's not too bad. 258. That's already 250. Ooh, I don't like the. I like LOVs more. I was trained on the ProMaster. There isn't any more in my city. Uh, that makes sense for partial runs, honestly, because those have all the shelves and you can actually see the numbers and all that fun stuff. You can get out of the sliding door, has air conditioning, heating, radio. You can slide. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Yeah, I don't know. It's ProMaster's all right. Yeah, it's if you have a park and loop. I call them park and loops, depending what station and side of the country you're on and how long you've been on the post office. People call them relays. I call them park and loops. Same difference. You just park park point, and just walk around in a oval. Yeah, yeah, that's true. 20, man. How many offices are in your city, Rick? 3 o'clock. One. Oh, okay. So just you're in a small town. Well, not really small, but yeah, I know what you mean. Another city. Yes, similar. No, actually, I think they have 20. like 10 rural and 10 city, something like that. It's just, and it's a small, like 40,000 or so people live in that town or city, however you want to call it. And it's a one zip as well. Yeah, in my city, there's like, I think 6 zip codes. So, and then my station, yeah, I've heard of the term the A0, uh, and all that. Like I don't know. I remember it from the academy, but it was so long ago. I don't even remember. I know there's different levels for different sizes of cities, but I just can't remember the terms. Okay, gotcha. Associate office. Okay. Kind of like what do you call those? Not like a. Okay, somebody just drove by. What do you call it, man? I'm having a brain fart. An ox. Is it called ox? You're still part of a city, but it's like uh, what do you call it? I'm having a brain fart on the name. Hmm. An ox. No. No, it's not auxiliary. No, it's kind of like you get your main city, but then they build houses out there, but the houses out here are still part of this city. It's kind of like, and they build a separate post office up here to accommodate the new development, if that makes sense. Um, there's a word, annex. There we go, annex. Yeah, so it's weird. I've and one of my towns over, it's like 45 minutes away. That's what they. I think that's what they did. You get your main post office, and then it's like you have to drive another 20 minutes up the hill, and it's still part of the same town, which is odd. Something like that. Oh man, I should have used that. Had a coupon. But yeah, yeah. How you guys liking your paychecks? I bet you guys are enjoying it. Yeah, I ate some popcorn earlier. I was at the movies and watched. What did I watch? Eternals. Okay, that sucks. That's yeah. It's yeah. No, the best thing to do, Zai, is if you can learn from the clerks that have been there a while. You'll know which ones to start asking. Uh, if that makes sense, is you'll start like just go up to them, ask common knowledge that will help benefit you. I don't know. I heard that they phased out the scheme when they train you guys. They just give you a little thing on your finger, and they just scan uh, scan the letters and flats instead of learning the routes. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, when I got hired, there was like about 8 or so CCAs, and then yeah, basically when I got converted, they didn't replenish the CCAs because we got a postmaster that doesn't care. So yeah, there's that, and now we're understaffed and thanks pandemic, and yeah. Hey, Keon. Okay, so for I just posted a video about that, Keon. Yeah, I just posted a video about that today, Keon. Check it out. I left a link and everything on that on the NALC website. You should start get a cola increase this coming Saturday. What is that? The 20th? Tomorrow? You'll get it tomorrow. Um, yeah, so you get like I think 2.3%. So whatever step you're in, B or A, you multiply that step, hourly wage increase, and that's how much you'll get. It's yeah, and then it's every November for CCAs. Schedule 6 days this week. Oh man, I haven't done a ProMaster in 2 years. I think a little over 2 years. No, it's been like almost three actually. No, no, you're fine, Keon. It's uh, just yeah, it's first thing any suggestion you have for me to postmaster wants me to do parcels. Yeah, so the parcels, since you're not going to be familiar with routes, since you're going to be, I don't know if you're new or not. Um, yeah, just that's what a lot of these. That's what you'll do throughout the basically until Christmas. I think after Christmas, you might still get those lingering parcels. Yeah, so you're gonna do partial runs before you case up your route and pull down. You might start at 6. Rick says he starts at 6. I start at don't worry, Zai. It's good. It's everybody. Yeah, just try to do parcels. I don't know when I called those parcel runs, they were Y routes. Now they're X routes. Whatever they're called, they're sequenced in number of stops. Um, just be safe. That's that's the hardest thing to do is be safe. Get yourself a headlamp so you could actually see the addresses when you're looking at the houses. Um, yeah, that's always the fun part, trying to find the addresses in the dark. Headlamp. Get yourself some mittens if it's cold in the morning over there where you guys live at. Um, I don't like those new scanners because you have to angle them awkwardly when you scan the parcels, or vice versa. The parcels you have to hold awkwardly. Um, yeah, it's at my station, anyways. Keon, they have overtime desire list people and CCAs come in at 6, and everybody else come in at 7. So yeah, the CCAs and the overtime people are gonna be doing parcel runs. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Most, at least in my station, of the stations, because I have 3 stations in my city. All of them are in the break room. So yeah, yeah. Find a couple shirts until you get your and shorts. If there's a some you if you could ask if you get pretty cool with a regular or a couple regulars, you could ask them if they got any on their allowance card to get maybe like a hat or maybe like a shirt or two if they don't mind. Some of them are cool; they'll let you do that. So that's another tip. That's if you can't find any clothing. Let's see here, and proper footwear. Proper footwear. Make sure you get something that's going to be durable and comfortable on your feet, because I've worn shoes that they just plain out suck. And the roads are gonna be slippery. Grass is gonna be slippery when you're cutting through lawns. That's another one too. Oh man, that must be in dire need for you, Keon. If I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Um, well, I I haven't heard. I've heard of that happening. I've seen comments where people will say that. Um, they'll probably more than likely they'll just have you do parcels and that's it. They'll just have you do parcels, maybe expresses, so you kind of get an idea. And then that's just on Saturday. I've heard of academies being done on weekends, but I got hired pre pandemic, so uh, take that with a grain of salt. So yeah, they must be in dire need for you to make sure you be really safe out there, Keon. Trust me, especially if you're going to be within your since you just started, and you got to and your 90 days start on your hire date. So if you started when was it two? I don't know when your hire date is officially, but yeah, so you just start whenever your hire date is. So technically, if it could be this past Monday, whenever this past Monday was. Stinking phone is blocking my thing. What, the 14th? Oh, nice. Yeah, Rick. Yes, it's just bear with going through November, rest of November and December, and then January. The mail and parcels are gonna not like plummet, but it's gonna ease off, and then that's when you're gonna start feeling more comfortable learning routes. That's just be safe and okay for okay. I'm gonna answer Rick's. Well, not really answer, but added to a comment to Rick. That's pretty cool. Uh, a gal, she retired. She gave me one of those overcoats for the rain because in my area it rains. So I haven't I actually used it partially once. And for me, I invested in MBA. I do $25, and they still pull it out. Um, is it MBA? I forgot which one I'm doing. It's I didn't do JSP or IRA when I was a CCA. When I got converted, I immediately invested into the TSP 5% because that's what the post office matches. So that's a good tip too for everybody in here. When you guys get converted, automatically put 5%. Okay. If you got the taking technicality land, you're not supposed to have your phone on you during work. And plus, the if you got the new scanners, even the old ones that look like the size of my forearm, the old ones, they just have GPS on it, so they do have turn by turn uh, on them. So if you can ask your supervisor to make whatever they call them now, Y routes or X routes, whatever they're called, they're capable to do it. If not, just uh, if you're gonna you can use your phone. Just make sure you bring a charger because obviously the GPS would drain your phone. So bring a charger to bring with you. And the papers usually suck because you got to really pay attention to the street names, and it's kind of hard to judge. Half a mile, a quarter mile, or zero point 0.6 of a mile. I've seen those papers. I don't like them, in my opinion. Yeah, that's good, Rick. 65 days, man, 2 months. That's tight. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's partial runs aren't that bad, especially when you're familiar with the route. It's going to be hard at first. It's going to take you longer than what they say. Hmm. Gotta love exhaust. Okay, should he? Okay, it was hard to tell. My mirrors were okay. Um. Okay, so one, two. The main ones are one, two, three, and four. Right. If I remember that correctly, and then five and six are the ones in the corner. Um, the ones that are by the windows that you roll up. I can't remember the windows. Those are the important ones, in my opinion. And the one that faces the road, uh, those are the really important ones. The ones that are important also, as well as, of course, the one in the back that's like near impossible to see, and the one that sees your front bumper. Those. Well, the one that sees the front bumper is important because that one's important. So because it tells you how close you are to a vehicle before you park, and I know you're not supposed to back up, but everybody does it. It's near impossible. Uh, yeah, just make sure you do adjust those for the ones on the outside for to you because everybody height and is different. So, like I told Rick, try to use the same vehicle as much as you can, and if you're going to be on a route, make sure you try to use that route's vehicle and not another vehicle assigned to that specific route because the regular on that route is going to be irritated and wondering where his vehicle went when his key is gone when they went to go check it in the morning, if that makes sense. Uh, yes, Keon. I believe do what your trainer, the vehicle trainer said. 30 feet. I was told 50. And my station manager did ask me about one was it two, not this past Monday, but the Monday prior. It was yeah, I was thinking it was, yeah, 2 Mondays ago. He did ask me about reversing, and I don't recall reversing that far because 30 feet, even 50, is pretty long of a backup. Uh, so yeah, it is true. It is true. Because the new scanners, if you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see how are you doing with the question mark, like the whole thing, and then when you click on that, it actually does state a lot of everything: U-turns, backups, how many parcels you have for the day, how many stops on your route, and a couple of things, like 6 or 7 things on there. Yeah, yeah, they did have a mirror grid. Not anymore. It's faded, but uh, yeah, they used to do where you go through a pipe thing, and they make sure you don't hit the freaking pipe things. I forgot what those are called. They haven't done that in a long time, over like 2 years, I think. Um, yeah, if you can, try not to back up. If you're dismounting, make sure you curb your tires and put your e-brake on, and make sure you leave yourself enough room to go around a vehicle or whatever obstacle it may be. So it could be a garbage can, a pile of leaves, or branches, whatever. Um, no, but I've heard stories in my office about supposed vehicle damage. Happened to one of my former. Uh, he doesn't work for the post office anymore, but supposedly a rock came out of his rear of his LOV and supposedly put a crack in somebody's car, a windshield. And while they were in the car, and yeah. Yes, the lady she was on something. Do you? Yeah, so and if you do hit a vehicle, technically you're supposed to report it to your supervisor and all that fun stuff. And yeah, just you have to be very safe because if you do anything wrong, it's free money, not free money, but it's an easy way to get money out of the post office. So that's why management preach being safe out there. So even if it takes you longer to do a route, you got to say you're being safe. Uh, Correct. You do. I do. I know my vehicle, so I still check it, make sure everything's good, make sure it runs up in the morning. I make sure that do I need a gas card for the day? Make sure all that fun stuff. Blinkers work, flashers, uh, e-brake still works. Yeah, I make sure everything works before I head out to the streets. It's not a bad job. You guys will get the hang of it. You guys came in a little too late because you guys are basically getting thrown out into the wolves. It sucks. It's going to be a tough. You just got to bear through basically the rest of November and December. Yeah, it's not a bad job. You guys will enjoy it. I when okay, so when I don't so I never leave my vehicle on at all. That's a big no no. I turn off my vehicle, curb my tires, e-brake on, and then I don't lock my door, but I shut it. And it depends how far you're supposed to. When I do it, yeah, I basically do it on the last half what you said. Lock up and all that stuff. It is a hassle, but it's you don't want your mail to get stolen. Whatever you have up front. I never leave my vehicle running ever. But yeah, not too bad. All right, Popeyes. Nope, no Popeyes. All right. Well, I'm gonna be heading out. I just wanted to. Any more final questions before I end this live stream? Yeah, because yeah, exactly what Rick said. Um, Even when I had to turn off my LOV, if you don't put the shifter, sometimes the shifter doesn't line properly, and you'll notice that it'll still kind of just roll. The numbers, those are assigned to whatever route that it's assigned to. So there's that's what those mean. A specific LOV is assigned to a specific route. So you'll see that on the back, and most of the time the ones it should be in the front as well, but a lot of the times those will be faded out from the sun. It is hard to tell. You got to know when to. What I usually do is mine is off, so I have to go park. I have to remember that drive's on the third one, and section numbers. Is it hard to tell? Yeah, so you got to pay attention. So when you go, shift to whatever gear you want to go to, is you have to go remember park, reverse, neutral, drive. So you have to remember the fourth one is what the one you want to go to. And if you want to go, you know what I mean. So I never go first and second. I never needed to. I know my route well enough to know. Uh, I know what you're talking about. The section numbers. The section numbers that they have is at one. Yeah, it's opposite. So I don't like those. It's it helps if you're new to the route, but I usually like to go one, two, and three on one side of the LOV, and four, five, and six. Oh, one will be depending what kind of route it is, of course. One, two, and three be on one side of the LOV or FFV, whatever you use, and four, five, and six should be on the other side, not staggered, because that's going to look weird. It's going to confuse you. Um, I have not driven the new Mercedes vans. I've seen pictures of them. I suppose it kind of doesn't make sense, but I know my route well enough to not even use that system. But at my station, I know most of the route. I think there's only like five routes I don't know. I've counted in my office, and I got like 27 routes or so. It's not really a mimic. It's not a mimic. I guess it is in a way. It's two. That doesn't make any. I never paid attention to where it goes on the case. Yeah, mimic the case. Huh. Never thought about it that way. Yeah, if and don't mind the beard. They'll let you have a beard and tattoos and piercings, whatever. As long as you do a good job and be safe and accurate, that's all that matters. It's that's what they that's what they say in the academy, if I recall. It's been a long 4 years, I think. Yeah, it's been 4 years. Staying organized. Ah, man, I'm trying to. Yeah, I've seen that load feature thing. They've been hounding us lately for the load feature thing, so it makes uh, the numbers for management look good, and I could care less. I know what you're talking about, Rick. For Keon, staying organized. It's every route is different. My route is it's mainly businesses, so it fluctuates on parcels, flats. It's kind of tough. Organizers just try to like for me. Okay, so if I have dismount or mounted, I like to keep those. If you have if you have a shelf, I like to keep those on a shelf closest to that center sliding door. So you just when you move your DPS and flats or third bundle to the front, the parcels are already by that sliding door. So you just grab those from the shelf and you put it in the front. And that's what I do for partially being organized. And I like to keep, if you have are mainly on a parking loop route, make sure you keep the last half of the route in the back of the LOV, and make sure you keep the one, two, and three closest to the roll up door. It's gonna suck at first, but you'll get the hang of it. And Rick is right. There is a sequence, and what they'll say, section 5, stop number 453 or whatever, or 500, whatever it may be. It does follow the case. You're right on that part. For that one, Keon, there should be a donation uh, tub or box. It's usually in the break room. That's where it is in all the three offices. Yeah, Rick helped you out there, but yeah, ask a supervisor or ask another regular. Another thing too is if you start talking to uh, regulars, you'll start seeing the different cliques in the office with among other regulars. But if you start getting cool with them, you could eventually you could ask them if they can buy you like a hat or like a shirt, or if they got like any extra shirts or something that you could just temporarily use or something. Yeah, a lot of offices have used uniforms that people that retire or they just have extra. Uh, and that little badge thing. When I How did I do it? Yeah, I used regular, shorts, and then shorts, belt, regular a shirt with a pocket. Make sure you get a shirt with a pocket on it because you can be using a pin frequently. Pin marker. You need a pin, a Sharpie of some sort. Uh, yeah. That's tight, Rick. That's tight. Yeah, that's cool. Uh, yeah, my the regulars at my office weren't that generous. They'll uh they'll give you me something like a rain jacket, but they'll say, "Oh yeah, when you're done with it, give it back to me." Because when you start looking at magazines, they're expensive. Um, you said that to me. It sounds that your office is understaffed if they're having you work before your OGI training, or I think it's OGT, on the job training, on the job instructor, same difference. Yeah, so you're not technically you're guaranteed 0 hours, unfortunately, but this is the peak season. You're gonna see big paychecks. It starts to dip off shortly after Christmas. So like the day after Christmas, that's when everything starts going downhill. Companies aren't pushing junk mail through the DPS and all that stuff. And Advos suck. Yeah, just getting out there. Advos, you're not gonna like Tuesday ads. Um, that's about it. For basically, January is going to be slow up until Valentine's. Is going to pick up a little bit for Valentine's, then it's going to dip off, and then it's going to pick up again, and it's just before summer. Yeah, it's exactly, Rick. Yeah. I live in a city that's about a quarter million people, so there's always hours. Um, when I was at CCA, I was getting a day or two off a week, but that's when we were properly staffed. And now, and that literally the same station, we have three CCAs, and we're understaffed because people frequently call out sick, and yeah. Yeah, you'll get the hang of it, Keon. It's a pretty cool job. You're gonna see a lot of best way to see it out in the streets is you're gonna see a lot of character or characters. It's pretty chill. It's the paycheck is nice. Yeah, so if you want, start looking into that the retirement stuff so you could start putting away that extra money. I I started when I got converted into a regular, I started that as soon as I can. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, management will always push you. That's always the tough part. Uh, yeah, before this job, I was never involved with the mail at all either. So you'll get the hang of it. It's not a gig, but it's gonna be pain because you got hired at the wrong time. But I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's just you're gonna be thrown into the wolves, and you got to be safe until you pass your 90 days. And whatever station you're at, find out who your steward is if you're part of the union. Even if not, you could ask the steward there for questions. Yeah, Mailman Mike. Yeah, he is right. It's well, that's in yes. Mike is right, and that's a yes and no because you could be. One, it could be. It's like near impossible. So it's. I know it's weird to say that, but it's like that's a yes or no question. So yeah, I know it's funny to hear because I've seen the same guy get rehired at least twice. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, just all I gotta say is just be safe and don't do anything uh redonkulous, I guess. Like no stealing and yeah, I've heard stories about some of the like a supervisor here, so it's and a few other people all in between. So it's not like yeah. So it's just be safe and don't just don't do anything too selfish, I guess. Like no stealing, none of that stuff. You took an oath, so yeah. Yeah, I usually when you curb your tires, I do a couple spins to the left and then uh and then I just let the LLV just idle a little bit so you kind of know where the what way your LLV is going or if you're using a ProMaster or whatever the case may be. So it's and then you just make sure when you're moving out of an obstacle, just make sure your left blinker's on and go around the obstacle. And when you're turning back into the right, uh, make sure you put it right. Do you know typical safe observations when you're doing out there. Yeah, that's true, Rick. Oh, that's gonna trip me out. It's part of this. Okay. All right. Got about 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna dip out. Oh, any more questions? Oh, no, so it's going to be weird driving on the right, being on the right hand side of a vehicle and driving on the right hand side of the. And yes, yeah, actually, spring of no, summer of last year, the postmaster actually did a parking loop with me. So yeah, it will. Let's see who's here. Yeah, he came out and observed me. Yeah, they are. It's part of the uniform. They are strict. It has to be black upper, but I prefer it to be all black. So it could be black upper and white. Uh, I've heard they changed it, so I haven't seen the new regulations on the shoes. But it's supposed to everything on it's supposed to be black upper, leather as well. Yeah, and it's not just postmasters too. I don't wear waterproof. I doesn't get too flooded where I'm at, so if my shoes get a little wet, it doesn't really bother me. I need to bring some like, yeah, I don't wear waterproof. Yeah, I've thought about it, but they're a little pricey, and I usually my route doesn't have flooding, not too much flooding issues. So the only flooding issues is at the beginning of my route, and by the time I'm done with it, it's all dismount anyways. I do not. I don't wear that. You're not supposed to anyways. I don't wear any headphones, nothing. I thought about getting like a radio, put in my LOV, and just have it loud enough to me where to hear it, but I haven't. It's just too much of an investment to for an LOV. Yeah, if you use a ProMaster, there's a built-in radio in there, like a rig. For me, I bring my own lunch pail. I bring my own lunch, and then I bring two tubs so I get it outgoing. Uh, then I put two tubs for outgoing mail. Let's see here. Like I mentioned before, I have a business route, so more tubs the better. Not really more tubs, but I bring an extra for outgoing. And then I think that's about it. And oh yeah, I have 5-weight split and like vacant cards, stuff like that I need for make sure everything's up to par on that part. Yeah, I don't put my phone on speaker. What do you do with the mail that you pick up from the routes? There's you could ask your a clerk if there's no other regulars around. There's usually like a hamper, the one of those hard plastic hampers. That's where you put your outgoing. And there's I don't know what they're called. Not gaylords. Those things that they put has like fabric, and that's where you throw. There's different versions of like first class parcels, priority, ground, international, stuff like that. Yeah, you could ask your regulars or clerks on that part. Yeah, yeah, Rick's like what Rick said. So everything they should teach you on that part. Um, oh, it's once you get that's if you're on the route for a while, like yeah, the OGI will teach you about the numbers part. Um, okay, so the numbers you can see it on the street, like on the curb. If the garbage can is out or in their front yard and you're able to see the garbage can, sometimes people put numbers on there. Or you look at the house you were previously at and you just add +2, 4, whatever, how many digits it increases. There's that. Um, and then for the person living there, that's you have to be on the route for a while, or like you're doing you have an opt or a hold down, same difference to me. Or you're regular on the route. And yeah, you'll know the names. And then if you deliver a missed if you if you can knock on the door and ask for the parcel back. If they don't give it to you, you call your supervisor and say, hey, I misdelivered a package or parcel, same thing. And you tell them what happened. And then the supervisor should try to attempt to retrieve it. If they don't, it's out of your hands. You inform your manager or supervisor, and yeah, it's out of your hands. Oh yeah, yeah, and watch out for cat poop in tall grass too. There's cat poop is the worst. It's worse than dogs. It happened to me the other day. And then which USP car? Yeah, the postal car. Oh yeah, I think yeah those. Yeah, oh yeah, the LLVs are junk. Yeah, that's the station I am at. Is all yeah, it's all no bueno, no good, except for my route. You know, you'll hear regulars say that my route's the best route in the office. Yeah, it's sometimes they're not. They just say that. I've delivered in rough neighborhoods before. They're more yeah. It's you'll understand. Um, some of the rougher neighborhoods are actually treat the mailman better than nicer neighborhoods sometimes. Getting too old for this job. You'll never know unless you actually smell it. Yeah, you won't know if it's drugs unless you could actually physically see it or smell it. You will never know. I've probably delivered drugs and didn't even know it. Lunch is mandatory. They so if you start at 7 o'clock, your end time is 3:30. That's 8 hours plus a half hour lunch, and your lunch starts on your last delivery. No, you're cheating yourself out of a half an hour. Never skip lunch. Will it add to your street time? Yeah, but so what? So you're gonna starve yourself. You're gonna be your health is gonna go down a little bit because to make up time for mail. Yes, you have a job to do, but sometimes you gotta have lunch. When you eat lunch, your blood sugar goes up. You get a little bit more. You get a burst of energy to finish out the day. That's how I look at it. Oh no, yeah, they'll send you help. If you can't finish a route, they will send you help. When you first start off as a CCA, they will give you a full route, then send people to help you, or they'll give you a partial route. That is correct, Rick. See, Rick knows. Fast money. Yeah, the faster you work, the more work you get. That's how it goes. The slower, the better. At first, yeah, but then you'll get then your uh, speed will improve if that makes sense. You're gonna be slow at first because you don't know the routes, you don't know your pace. To me, my general rule of thumb is it'll take you 6-ish months to know your speed and how to get down parcels and all that stuff. You'll get the hang of it about 6 or so months, and then you just build up on top of that. That's my general rule of thumb. So yeah, I get mad at when I have to go help somebody else and they've been here for a while and they've been here longer than me. So I get mad about that. Yeah, that is my plan. I do plan. I got another 30 or so years. I think something like that until retirement. Let's see. Somebody is call you every time for the radio. No, not on that part. Um, Not right now. I don't plan to change crafts. Oh yeah, it's yeah. I got a lady. She's been there for I don't know for like forever. Longest she's been there longer than I've been born. And there's another guy there. He's been there for 50 plus years. Doesn't want to retire. Same thing with the other gal. Yeah, I don't plan to switch crafts. Not anytime soon. If I do, it'll probably be into maintenance. Be like a custodian or something. PSE. Well, PSE is flexible. It's could be in any other craft. It could be inside of a distribution center. It could be in PSE as a clerk. Um, yeah, it's I applied for CCA, so it's just and I just happened to be, and then I got comfortable with it, and I don't want to be inside anyways. Hearing the bickering of management, me, if that makes any sense. Yeah, Rick's been here. Hey, I've seen, there's another regular. He came in his 50s. Hey, you're back, Si. Uh, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's to each his own on the craft part. You still get crap even if you're a PSE. So customers, um, it's that's just too wide of a range about customers. There's some good customers, there's some bad customers on every route. When you start working for the post office, you'll see why there's a lot of toxicity. It's it varies from station to station. So it's like I mentioned before. There's three in my city, and the one I am now is it's gotten very toxic. Toxic, and when I first got hired, it wasn't. And that was 4 years ago. So it varies. N- Uh, the union in my city, two of the three offices suck, and the third office isn't. The country club of the three offices actually has a good steward, so it that varies too. So take that with a grain of salt with on the union ship. Yeah, no, I haven't. I try to be as best as I can to my abilities. As a CCA, they will make you work every Sunday. Uh, that's part of the job. Even as a PTF, after the this new contract that just came out, uh, in what 2019. Uh, Even as a PTF, after your 2 year conversion, you will work Sunday still, even with PSEs. But yeah, I'm at a. Do you have you ever had a parallel park while on the job? I think I did once, but I had enough room. So when they teach you that in the academy, it did come in handy, and yeah, so it's not that bad. It's not that hard. You got to make sure you have enough room because those are awkward vehicles. Well, guys, I gotta dip out. My laptop is about to die here in a little bit. Yeah, Amazon Fun Days. Yeah, we don't have that in my city no more. You're welcome, Keon. And later.